Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Timothy here with Rocks. We are doing another Guilds of Ravnica draft. Sorry I didn't put out a video last week. My work schedule kind of interfered with the rest of my life for that week, so I was not able to have the free time to sit down and record a draft. This pack is kind of Selesnya, isn't it? If this was Arena, I'd probably force Dimir with Watcher of the Mist, which might be the best card in the pack, but there's also Crow Harpooner and so much Selesnya that I might wheel something from this pack. Unfortunately, our Mythic Rare is not particularly playable, although I do like this as a sideboard card in Dimir matches. The rest of the pack kind of sucks. I'm picking up a green card. This could let us shift into Golgari, which is not where I want to be, or kind of stick with Selesnya and hope to wheel something out of that pack. Plus, we just don't have to play this if the next couple packs lead us somewhere astray. Unfortunately, we didn't open a particularly strong pack. So, Deadweight stands out right away. I really like Mission Briefing when I'm in either of the blue decks in the format, but it's not something I'm going to take here. This is kind of the polar opposite of the pack we just opened. There's very little Selesnya cards, but there's so many Dimir cards in this pack. Darkblade Agent, Mission Briefing, Deadweight, Whisper Agent. I guess to some extent there's Electromancer for those decks. Pitiless Gorgon, actually one of the weaker cards in this pack. I'm going to take Deadweight. It's just super important to have these. If I end up in Golgari, which is not where I want to be, then I'll still be happy to have a couple Deadweights. And just take a moment to point out the card Creep and Chill and how you should never... I don't care how much Sorrel you have in your deck. Please don't put this card in your deck. It is very do-nothing. Even if you get it for free, it's not really worth it. Like, please stop putting that card in your decks, people. Oh, wow. Whoa, this pack is loaded. Lots of Dimir coming around, which is probably a good sign that I should be in Dimir. There's a Rosemane Centaur to go with the Harpooner, which I'm not going to take here. We also have Watcher in the Mist and Sky Knight Legionnaire, which is kind of boo-boo, right? I think I'm going to take Deadly Visit in the off chance that blue gets cut or something like that. I still have the option of going into Golgari here, although this pack is so full on playables. Like, the only really close to non-playable card here is Erstwhile Trooper. And maybe Golgari Locket, plus the Guildgate. Those aren't especially important. But the rest of this pack is all playable cards. Rubble Belt Boar and Mephitic Vapors being some of the weaker cards in the pack, which are still fairly playable. I'm going to take the removal spell. I feel like Dimir is where I'm supposed to be, given what's being passed here. Yeah, I'm probably going to stick to that. Mostly pick up black cards here, though, because Golgari is still an option here if Dimir doesn't work out. For instance, in this pack, we're not getting past a lot of blue. There's Dazzling Lights, which isn't necessarily a reason to go into blue. There's the Pilfer Imp, which I like a little bit less than Burglar Rats. Might be my pick here. Rampage and Monument's a fine card, but you want to be pretty aggro to play that card. And I've always found it to just be okay, but nothing special. I do like me a Dowser of Lights. I don't mind Siege Worm as much as some people seem to dislike it for some reason. People like to look at Siege Worm in the past where it was fairly busted as a common and then try and compare that to Siege Worm in this set and say Siege Worm is bad, but it's not. It's just not as good as it was in previous sets. But people have adjusted that to just say, oh, Siege Worm's a bad card, and that's totally not true. All right, good packs coming around. Healer's Hawk in this pack, Sinister Sabotage, Dimir Informant. I do think I'm going to pick up a blue card out of this pack. If I pick up a black card, it'd be Hired Poisoner or Bartisan Bats, which are pretty replaceable. But if I end up Dimir, I'm going to want one of these two. And for that reason, I might pick up the Sabotage here and just try to have a control deck. Outside of that, I don't want any of the green cards here. Yeah, pick up Sabotage. Selective Snare is not a card I've been able to play with yet, but ooh, a Shore Assemble this late is pretty good. I don't even have to necessarily be Selesnya to make that card work. Plus the rest of the pack's kind of whatever. There's a Notion Rain here, though, so I guess we should actually make a decision. Fairly late Notion Rain, too. Selective Snare is also pretty good. This card is quite strong. If I end up Golgari, it's good. Selesnya doesn't seem like it's going to be what I'm in. Might just pick up Notion Rain here, although we have one Burglar Rat and we passed a bunch of Watcher in the Mists to our left. This card is stronger than Notion Rain for sure. Yeah, alright. I'll pick up the Ashore Thought Erasure here. I guess I should make a decision, right? I don't know. I should have picked up whatchamacallit there. Notion Rain, I think. Could be like this hybrid deck too, which isn't necessarily bad, but don't necessarily want to be 3 colors unless I have a huge payoff for it. Thought Erasure is quite nice. I like this card. I also like Unexplained Disappear. Excuse me. Both blue cards. I'm not going to pick up Veiled Shade over either. I don't really have any Surveil synergies here, so I think I'm going to just pick up the Bounce spell. Arboretum Elemental, I think I've talked about in the past. I don't particularly like this card. I think it's actually worse than Siege Worm, which if you're one of the people who doesn't like Siege Worm, you can kind of get my take on how I feel about that card. Okay, green cards and a Disdainful Stroke. Stroke is fine. Stroke is nothing special. We have like 2 creatures in our deck right now. Hazda Marshal's okay. I don't really want to pick up the Okapi or the Pax Favor. I'm just going to pick up the Counterspell here. And yeah, we wield 5 potential Selesnya cards in a Circuitous Route, which could be something. Also a Wishcoin Crab, which is not an unplayable card. I think we're supposed to take... No, probably not a green-white card, right? There's no way I'm actually Selesnya. Maybe I'll pick up Circuitous Routes, help me splash, or do like some 3-color thing here. Siege Worm. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the Circuitous Routes. Follow that up with a Guildgate, which I'm going to want now. Don't really want to be 3 colors, but at least Sultai is a decent color combination to be in when you are 3 colors. Pick up another Golgari Guildgate or a Mephitic Vapors here. Vapors is a great sideboard card against Boros, basically, and some Selesnya decks. Or I could just grab another Guildgate, but I'm going to take the Vapors. Ooh, okay, Dowser of Lights is a good card to pick up this late. I do think that card's solid in control decks. And your pick of green card. I don't think I'm a good Convoke deck here, so I'm going to take Urban Utopia. And we've got a lot of options to splash here, right? Also, we don't necessarily have to be blue. None of our blue cards are especially great as splashes. So let's look to be Golgari here and see what we can pick up in that line. Experimental Frenzy is super strong, but not quite for us. Artful Takedown's awesome. Possibly the best common removal spell. Some people like Hypothesizzle more. I think Artful Takedown's better than Hypothesizzle, but that's just me. I could see a case for either one. Whisper and Snitch, not really what we want to be in Golgari. I'm playing on Splash and Blue here, potentially. And Experimental Frenzy, as good as this card is, I don't have any red to really back it up right now. So I'm going to take the Splashable Removal. And we have a lot of removal at this moment. Deadly Visit, Artful Takedown, Dead Weight. I guess that's not a lot, but you get the point. So many invents in these packs. Alright, here's a Notion Rain. Silent Dart is the type of card I like to play when I don't have a lot of removal, but right now I'm looking fine on that front. Thought Erasure again, and then some mediocre, like, middle-of-the-ground playables, one of which might wheel. I'll play a Veiled Shade or a Spinal Centipede, but I'm not super happy about it. Yeah, I'll grab Notion Rain here. It's my first 3-drop, it looks like. Ooh, Glaive with the Guild Pack's a card I've actually come to like quite a bit, but there's some Dimir cards here, which I'm not expecting out of this pack. This is pick 3. A rare and an uncommon have been taken, though, so that kind of makes sense. Might take Watcher in the Mist. Although that's a double blue card, it's a little bit risky. Yeah, it's a little bit risky. Severed Strands would be okay, but I only have like a Burglar Rats that I want to sacrifice. And then there's Whisper Agent, which would be a card that I could play in a Golgari deck. It'd just be double black, right? Prey Upon, probably fine. Wouldn't mind picking up some Guildgates that are on color here. A Dimir Guildgate would be nice. Bartizan Bats I just don't like very much. Actually, how good is Prey Upon in my deck? I don't have that many creatures. Prey Upon might not be that good, but I don't really like Muse Drake. I think I would play Bartizan Bats before I play Muse Drake, and I don't really want these little guys. Yeah, I'll take Prey Upon. We've got an awkward deck here for sure. So many Notion Rains. I'll take Ocarina Assassin. That card's solid. There's a Guildgate here. I hate that Pause for Reflection looks like Urban Utopia. Not that either of them are very good, but every time I see this, I just assume it's Urban Utopia because I kind of dismiss that this is a card. Alright, Ocarina Assassin is fine. Decent with Prey Upon. Barrier of Bones, Gateway Plaza, Rezone Lurcher is probably the type of card this deck wants. Even though I'm light on creatures right now, I do find that this comes down as a fairly big creature later in the game. And I'm passing up on a Gateway Plaza for it. Not sure if that's right or not. Ooh, Rosemane Centaur. Unfortunately, I don't think I can take that. White is not really an option for me here. So, Selesnya Guildgate doesn't help much. Golgari Locket, Fresh Face Recruit. These are all cards that I can't really play. Bartisan Bats, I guess, is going to be my pick. I don't love Bartisan Bats, but I will play it if I need ways to end the game. Again, another Glaive. I think people are sleeping on this Glaive here. Might pick up a Golgari Locket for fixing mostly. It ramps a little bit. I've got a couple 5-drops, but Golgari Locket looks like the pick to me. Yeah, it's fine. Bunch of nonsense here. I'll pick up the Dazzling Lights, I suppose. Vicious Rumors is another card that I kind of completely dismiss. Rightfully so, I think that card's terrible. I don't think our deck is good right now. It's very unfocused. It does have removal, which is one thing going for it, but it's kind of all over the place. Did wheel these cards. I already have one Urban Utopia. I'm not really excited to play more than one, so I think I'm going to pick up Veiled Shade over Spinal Centipede. I found Veiled Shade to be a good ground stopper. Crow Forager seems fine here over another Portcullis Vine. I think this is another card that people underrate a little bit. And don't really want another Bartisan Bats. Don't really want Urban Utopia either, but you know. Circuitous Routes looking not great here. Between Circuitous Route and double Urban Utopia, we do have an option to splash basically anything we need to. Like, I'm probably going to play a white source in my deck for Assemble. Barrier Bone's pretty bad, but we'll see. Alright, all the Urban Utopias one could want. Just take the best card out of the pack here, right? Not that we're seeing that many amazing cards. Ooh, Assassin's Trophy. Hello. Good card, and this pack is fairly weak. I wouldn't mind another Watcher here. A Gatekeeper Gargoyle doesn't look good for my deck, and Flower Flourish is a card I only like if I'm playing green and white, although I already said I was probably playing a Plains, right? Assassin's Trophy, good removal, blah, 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 has a downside, blah, blah, blah. Can't really use it to kill your opponent's early drops, but can't complain about having a catch-all in our deck either, right? Yeah, this deck is kind of all over the place. Right now, I still don't have to play blue. I could splash Artful Takedown pretty easily, although Watcher's a really awkward splash. Oh, there's a Ladev Champion. That card is great. Dimir Informant, Dimir Guildgate. Capture Sphere, which is good removal. Yeah, might just be removal-heavy control and look to have my Urban Utopias be my mana fixin' for me. So I think Dimir Guildgate might be the right pick, but Capture Sphere is just good. Lotleth Giant, Dimir Locket, Vigorous Four Worms, kind of whatever. We're going to wield this Utopia, so 2-drop or Prey Upon. Prey Upon still doesn't look amazing in my deck, even though I already have one. And I've got a good suit of removal. Might just take this Lotleth Giant. Card's kind of mediocre, though. Do I need a 2-drop? I don't have very many early game creatures, that's for sure. I'm already trying not to play this Barrier of Bone. I don't really want a Dimir Locket either, though, so I guess I'll just take some big, dirty top-end creature. We have Glaives for days. Is it Guildgate doesn't help us? I guess Pitiless Gorgon might be my pick here. It's a good defensive card and attacks quite well. Might of the Masses is not for this deck, and I still don't want Siege Worm. I already have a Veiled Shade. I'm not looking to run more than one Veiled Shade. Alright, here's another Dowser. Selesnya Guildgate doesn't help us. Moodmark Painter's pretty bad. And Piston Fist Cyclops, a double blue creature in our deck that's not even going to be that good. So, guess we're taking another Dowser over, say, Corral Foragers. Keep this in the sideboard. I don't really see anything else here that I'm interested in. So, I guess I could take Selesnya Guildgate and have that additional splash for Assemble here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Ooh, Chemister's Insight and Status Statue. Holy crap. Where did all of this stuff come from all of a sudden? Plus Sinister Sabotage, Dimir Guildgate in this pack. This pack's quite good. I think I'm supposed to take... Well, I don't really have much for card draw, right? Our deck is so all over the place. This is just another good removal spell, as opposed to actual card advantage, which we don't have a lot of, right? We have a Notion Rain. We've got some Surveil cards. We've got Urban Utopias to draw cards. As much as I love Chemister's Insight, I really like just 4-mana kill a creature as well. Glowspore Shaman is fine. Look at this. Pause for Reflection, Urban Utopia. It's the same art. It's the same art. Glowspore Shaman is another kind of whatever card, but I'll take it. Wow, that's disrespectful. Why are you all so rude? Kind of tempted to take this. I'm not playing anything else out of this pack. I'm not playing another Locket. Might not even play this Locket. Not playing a Barrier of Bones or another Bartisan Bat. So, yeah, I'm going to take this Centaur. Crushing Canopy is a good sideboard card. Guild Summit is not going to be what we want for this deck. Although I do like Guild Summit if you get a lot of gates, somewhere around 5 to 6 gates. I think Guild Summit becomes quite good. There's a Dimir Guild Gate. Pretty happy to take. There's all of the cards that we had considered in the first place. Still think Vigor Spore Worm's pretty bad for our deck, and I don't think 3 Urban Utopias is necessary or advisable, so let's go and pick up just a 2-drop here. I'm probably going to cut majority of my blue here, except for the top-end blue cards. So Dazzling Lights can come out, Unexplained Disappearance can come out. Double blue is very awkward, but I think I'm still going to run that. Watcher in the Mist is quite good. Yes. Bunch of junk. Hitchclaw Recluse is a playable card. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards. I think I'm supposed to cut Watcher here. Barrier Bones sucks. I only like Barrier Bones if you have cards that actually trigger when you surveil. If you have a Disinformation Campaign, something like that, then Barrier Bones becomes a little bit better because it's essentially going to draw you an extra card. 4 Urban Utopias. 4. You know how many Urban Utopias that is? It's 4. Alright, let's look at our deck real quick, because this is a hot mess. Yeah, we got a Selesnya Guildgate and a Dimir Guildgate, but keep in mind this is basically a tapped forest that also gives us the out of cast and assemble, so I might not actually even play a Plains. There's Circuitous Routes, looks like it could be okay here as well, since it fetches up 4 colors. Does ramp us, not that we really need ramp necessarily. It can also, by itself, get us double blue. It can get Dimir Guildgate plus Island. So I think that's fine. Probably play 1 Urban Utopia. We're looking at 26 cards here. On the chopping block, we have potentially Locket, Hitchclaw Recluse. This is going to be a 2-drop some amount of the time, most of the time. I like the 5 drops. I could see cutting Bartisan Bats here. Prey Upon, Portcullis Vine. Bring these in against, you know, the more aggro decks, but Portcullis Vine is necessarily what we want for a Dimir matchup or something along those lines. So let's go and cut some defensive cards here, and probably cut this Lotleth Giant. We don't even have that many creatures, so it's going to come down to like 3 or 4, and it's not like it's a huge body or anything. I think we just want to play the control game. Circuitous Routes looks a little bit worse, though, if we're curving out at 5 already, right? It's not ramping us to a 6-drop or a 7-drop or anything like that. So I could see cutting like Lotleth Giant, Circuitous Routes, and playing another Urban Utopia. Urban Utopia fixes our mana basically perfectly, right? And again, our deck is kind of all over the place, so I don't have really high hopes for this, but could work out. Sinister Sabotage is not a card I'm looking to splash here. And our removal ends up being decent here, I think. Prey Upon's a little bit sketch in our creature-light deck, but we do have basically a ton of removal. We have a Assassin's Trophy somewhere in here, too. Kraul Harpooner is sometimes going to be removal. We have Deadweight. Yeah, I guess with this much removal, maybe I'm supposed to cut Prey Upon for just, like, another creature or another way to kind of close out a game. I don't think any of the blue cards are right. I don't think Rosemane Centaur is right. Nah, let's just leave what we have here, sort by color, and figure this mess out. Ugh. Ugh. Look at this. Alright, this is a green card. This is not really going to be a consideration. We're going to be able to cast that. This is a green card. This can be green or black, so not really considering that. And then these are our blue cards here. Alright. Let's see. Let's just look at their suggestions first. 3 planes? Oh my god, the split card? No. I think I'm going to play straight up 0 planes. Double Urban Utopia helps us get the white mana. I don't really want to put a planes in my deck. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then we'll cut 4 gates, I guess. So start by cutting Island for Dimir Guildgate. This is kind of how I do it in real life. I get just the basics out first, and then I cut basics for gates or dual lands and stuff like that and see how it ends up looking. I'm not saying that's the most efficient way to do it, but cut a swamp for the Golgari Guildgate and cut a forest for the Selesnya Guildgate. And let's take a look real quick. So this gives us 3 blue sources. I probably don't even need the second island because Urban Utopias are blue sources for us. I have a Golgari Locket in here as well, so that helps with the green-black a little bit, which are my primary colors, which is nice. It's a little bit better than having a Dimir Locket or something along those lines. So one more time, 3 islands. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black sources, 9 with the Locket, and then 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 green sources. So we're 8-8 on our main colors. I think I'm supposed to cut another island here and add another green for the Urban Utopia and all of these cards. So add a forest to this deck, and voila, you have a Sultai removal bad creatures deck or something along those lines. But that's what we got shoehorned into. We probably could have had an okay Selesnya deck. No like bomb rares or anything, but Assure Assemble is very strong. Excuse me, we would have had double Rosemane Centaur, and there were some Sworn Companions and stuff like that too. If we stuck to Golgari, we would have probably basically a weaker version of the deck we're playing, since a lot of our good cards are the blue cards. And yeah, I think this is what we're going to end up playing here. Also, I don't know, Boros might have been a thing at some point. I remember seeing a Legion Guildmage, Experimental Frenzy, Sky Knight Legionnaire, stuff like that. But we're going to play Sultai and see how it works. So thanks for joining me for this Guilds of Ravnica draft. We'll see you in the matches. All right, round 1. We are on the draw against Jesse Red White 2 or RW2. With a very awkward hand. I wish one of these was a Guildgate. We have a kill spell and a 2-drop, and being on the draw, I keep this, I think. Opponent's going down to 6. I wouldn't mind drawing like an Urban Utopia here or something. But we're going to have to draw pretty well for this hand to not suck, because it's not particularly good. Oh, I was checking my opponent's scry there. They scryed to the bottom. Alright, cool. Dimir Guildgate's a nice draw. If I'm going to draw lands, I prefer to draw blue source that I don't already have, and just get the tap lands out of the way now. Double green? Alright, well, that's also kind of annoying, but we play what we got. Notion Rain off the top, please. Ken has 1 Notion Rain. Alright, well, Golgari Locket's fine. Can actually crack that next turn. Go and jam for 2. My opponent's clearly missing a color here. Probably, I can't even guess. Could be white, could be black. Could be red or green. Alright, let's go Swamp Locket. And then if we just blank next turn, we can go ahead and crack the Locket. Get us out of this flood. Deadweight should be pretty good against most things. Yeah, Selesnya often has late game creatures. Oh, Peacemaker's annoying. Ooh, Assassin's pretty good against Peacemaker, though. Could Deadweight that. I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather just trade this Assassin off if I can. I have plenty of removal in my deck. I don't want to waste a dead weight to just shrink a creature when dead weight could potentially kill a creature. Also, if they play like a Rosemane Centaur this turn, I would rather dead weight that, make it a 2/2 rather than a 4/4. If they play just a small creature, I wouldn't mind dead weighting that. If they attack, I'm going to block with the Assassin. If not, I'm going to attack with the Assassin and the Centaur has to block. Could they kill the Assassin before blocks to try and kill this too? Does green-white have an instant speed way to kill a creature? I don't think they do. Color the Culprit doesn't work. Because if they kill Assassin in middle of combat, they also get to kill the Shieldmate. I'm just going to attack. I think there aren't any green-white tricks that can kill this before damage. And this gets me into damage. My opponent already gained 4, so they're back at 20. I think I'm going to crack Locket over playing Harpooner here. And I'm going to wait till my opponent's turn since I don't have any other 1-drops in my deck that I can drop here. Or maybe I do. Comes the Hardcast Rosemane Centaur. Okay. Don't want a 2-for-1 myself to kill that with Deadweight and Vernati's Shieldmate. Alright, Dowser of Light's pretty good against that. So here we can go just Dowser. Sure. I'll go ahead and get a dude on board here. Spicy Jalapeno sent me a message. Alright, opponent has stabilized with their 4-4, and I assume they've got a bunch of big creatures in their hand, so it might be a little bit of a fight to get through them. Ooh, a Dev Champion. Good deadweight target. Will kill on sight. Not much they can do about that either, unless they have exactly the put a 1/1 counter on a creature thing. Alright, blue is good in case we draw a Watcher. Let's go ahead and deadweight this right away. I think I'm going to Notion Rain here. Play the... No, I'll Notion Rain first. I need black, don't I? Blue, black, green. And I might play out this Harpooner. It doesn't really do that much. Oh, I want both of these. Well, I don't really need Urban Utopia, right? So that can actually go to the graveyard, and I'll draw the Watcher. Watcher seems like it's pretty good here. I don't really like the idea of trading my Dowser for a combat trick, but that's going to happen on defense anyway if they attack, so I'm going to jam here. If they have a combat trick, they get me pretty good with it. I don't think I played a land yet, so I need to run out this island. Alright, they do have a combat trick, it looks like. Give it +3/+3, status +1/+1, and death touch. Okay, I mean, I lose my Dowser here, kind of sucks. But at least I got a removal spell out of my opponent's hand, so that was going to probably kill my creature anyway. Granted, they don't have black source at the moment. I guess I already did play my land for the turn. Probably right to play Krell Harpooner now. Nah, I'll still hold off. Next turn, I got to remember to play the island for the Watcher. Not accidentally auto-click some other land. My opponent might be on a bunch of reactive spells too, but so far they're showing me a pretty good Selesnya deck. 3 solid Selesnya creatures plus a status statue. I'm just going to take this hit. Hopefully my opponent plays a little flyer. Play a little flyer for my Harpooner. Pretty please. Another Ladev champion? What in the world? Alright. Well, we need to find a way to kill that. Unfortunately, we've only drawn one of our removal spells. Yeah, like so. We don't want them to pump out too many tokens here. Graveyard, and right now I have 1, 2 creatures in the graveyard. I think I'm just going to put Lurcher in the graveyard, try to find removal spells for my opponent's creatures. Put that in the graveyard. Play out a Shade and pass the turn. Opponent is on 3 cards. If they're just pumping out tokens, that's not amazing for them. Ooh, they have black mana now too. I do find that my Selesnya decks tend to splash black quite often. At least they're not pumping out a token this turn. Ooh, they're going to make a 5/5 though. Not going to block it. I could trade Watcher in the Mist for it. No, they're not even going to attack. Capture Sphere was a great draw. So we can go Bartisan Bats plus Capture Sphere here, and just start chipping for 3 in the air. Could attack with Veiled Shade as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep up 2 activations. I think I'll wait a turn on that. Alright, start getting some actual damage in there. Let's play Barty B. I do think it's probably right to just hold on to this Crow Harpooner in case they play a flyer. I can go ahead and shoot it down and keep my Watcher in the Mist going in there. Something like Flight of the Equinaughts, or even like a Parhelion Patrol or something like that. I'm sure if they're playing Convoke creatures, they've probably got a couple small ones too, right? 6 mana, 7 mana for Siege Worm. Alright, probably better to Capture Sphere Siege Worm than it is to Capture Sphere Roadmane Centaur. They attack with that. They do not. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pop Siege Worm here. I mean, a 5/5 Trampler is worse for me than a 5/5 Vigilant, so that seems right. Alright, now we'll go ahead and kill... Yeah, kill Rosemane Centaur. I'm drawing pretty well now after surveilling through some nonsense. And then now I can attack with everything this turn. They probably don't take it because Ladev champion, or they probably don't block. And if they do block, they're just losing their Ladev champion. So my Flyers have them at essentially 11, down to 9. And if they don't block, I can just chip in for 2 more. So I think they might have to trade Ladev champion for Vernati Shieldmate. Oh yeah, Forest to the graveyard. All right, let's go ahead and jam. They take it. Six, 12, down to 5. So I have lethal flyers on them now. If they play a flyer, I can Crow Harpooner it out of the air. Otherwise, if they were all ground creatures, I could see my opponent sticking in here. Vigor Spore Worm doesn't really do anything. They can attack with a giant Ladev champion, essentially. I guess they could have Fog. I doubt it, but I guess they could have Fog. Let's just go and attack for lethal in the air. Did we see anything for Crushing Canopy? I don't think so. Alright, so against looks to be a pretty decent Selesnya deck. But they didn't draw anything really to get them through the early game. Let's see, Mephitic Vapors is okay against Ladev Champion. It doesn't kill it, but it does take out their little guys if they start making them. Disdainful Stroke is great against Selesnya. Other than that, I don't think I really want anything here. The Death Touchers seem pretty good. I could probably cut an Urban Utopia, but I don't want to get too risky with that. Prey Upon seemed like it would have been not great there, but they did show us double a Dev champion, which is pretty easy to kill with Prey Upon, so I think that's worth keeping it. I could see cutting like Lurcher or Locket, or just like some dirtily 2-drop. Glowspore Shaman's a little bit weird. Urban Utopia, I don't think I'm supposed to be cutting the Utopias. But I do think I want Disdainful Stroke here. I don't really want to cut a blue card for it either. It's a decent choice here. Bartisan Bats is fine. They didn't show us flyers though, so I think our little flyers, even the weaker ones, excuse me, are going to be pretty good against them. Could cut Veiled Shade too, which isn't exactly an amazing card. Sure. Alright, we'll run like this. Wish I could get that Sinister Sabotage in here, but I think the double blue on a counterspell is just way worse than the double blue on that flyer that we have. We drew a little lucky that game too. We hit Dimir Guildgate. Our opponent didn't have particularly fast start to punish us for having basically nothing in our opening hand. Alright, so Golgari Guildgate Utopia gives us all of our colors, but no creatures. Capture Sphere is going to have to be pretty good. If I can go Capture Sphere, Deadly Visit, take out some big creatures, that's pretty good. Let's see if our opponent starts off differently this time. They do not. They also don't mulligan, though. I will have all my colors, so I'm going to have to play the Stabilize game here. If I draw a 2-drop, I'll just play that instead. Awkward. I'll play Utopia this turn instead of Dimir Guildgate. Start taking some damage. Lurcher. Okay. Iron Hill Beetle, Centaur. These are things that could come down on turn 3. Sworn Companions. Well, we can take a beating for now. My removal is not good against Sworn Companions. Alright. Do your worst, opponent. We are definitely going to be playing catch-up this game. If I can get to Assemble, though, that's going to be pretty good. Also, they could play a Siege Worm this turn. If they don't attack with the soldiers... No. If they don't attack with the soldiers, then I imagine they're convoking out a 7-drop here. Ooh, District Guide's quite nice for them. Alright, so we're probably going to have to Capture Sphere 2-drop, take 4 more. Yeah, this is not going particularly well for us. Alright, Assassin might be better than Capture Sphering. Ooh, Assassin plus a Shore, though. So I think it might be right to just use the Capture Sphere this turn on a 2-drop, and then next turn play Assassin plus keep up a Shore. And then I might be able to get a bunch of creatures out of the deal there. So let's play Swamp and pass the turn. I could also use Status Statue. I think worth noting, my opponent does have a statue in their deck as well, which can actually destroy Capture Sphere. So I think let's go ahead and lock down the Vigilance creature, because why not? We are fairly far behind this game, though. But we're not that far from assembling, which means if I'm going to assemble, I don't really want a Shore, right? Assemble could stabilize us this game. I also need to draw an actual 6th land. I could go Ocarina Assassin plus Status. My opponent's just going to keep adding to the board here, though. Ladev Champion. Deadweight off the top would be amazing. Ooh, Artful Takedown's actually quite good. Alright, let's hold up this Artful Takedown, I think. Rather than play the Assassin and try to be cute with it. They don't even have to tap creatures into this, so... Oh, shoot. Did I let him attack? That was bad. Really, no attack with the Ladev Champion. In that case, probably just go ahead and pop one of these. Or I could take 4 and do it post-combat. I think I need to keep myself alive here. The status in a District Guide feels so bad. Opponent's life total is really high too, and they have the option to start pumping things out with this champion. Which looks like their game plan here. Alright, so now I have Assemble at the ready. Which is probably going to be my play this turn. Try to eat all the lifelinkers if I can. Let's see the 1/1. Yep. Alright, let's see your play, opponent. Let him go to combat. Let them attack with these. There's no way they're playing around a white card here. Alright, let's cast Assemble. And each of my knights will just block one of these lifelinkers. I still have some backup removal spells here. Opponent is at a super high life total as well. Let's see if they want to use any combat tricks here. Nope, I just get to eat all their guys. That's awesome. Alright, they're going to keep up their champion. Ooh, Burglar Rats. 1, 2, and then I can keep up Artful Takedown. I could also just play this Assassin, which means they kind of have to attack with that stupid thing, right? I think I'm going to attack with all my Elf Knights here, though. They just make a 1/1 and block. That's fine. Otherwise, I get in 6 damage, and Ladev Champion doesn't block them particularly well. If they try to do something tricky, I can Artful Takedown in response. I think I'm going to go Burglar Rats and hold up Artful Takedown here. I don't think they have lands in hand, so they're probably discarding a real spell. And Burglar Rats is kind of whatever, but if all they do is pump out a 1/1, that's not the worst thing in the world. Centaur Peacemaker. I'm supposed to Artful Takedown Champion now, while they're completely tapped out. And then fight around a bunch of Siege Worms and stuff. No, I'll wait. That could be bad, because a pump spell will get them around Artful Takedown. What did they have last time? Oh, they had Status to put give it +1/+1. That's not going to save it from Artful Takedown, but a +3/+3 will save it. Actually, I don't want to auto-yield to that. What's going on here? Uh-oh, I might have disconnected. Am I missing something here? Okay. Something weird just happened there. Not entirely sure what. Back to you, Jesse RW2. Opponent's deck seems really good. Like, they haven't played a bad card yet. And I think if you're Selesnya, what you want to do is play aggro Selesnya. I've noticed the Convoke Selesnya decks do just die to stuff like this, where you just kill their big threats and then suddenly, you've tapped yourself out to cast them. But if you focus more on, like, the Rosemane Centaurs than you do, like, the Flight of Equinaughts and whatnot, and you just play a bunch of early game creatures, at the point, some point with cards like this, you can just start jamming with everything. And even if you lose creatures in the exchange, you're probably doing pretty fine. Intrusive Pack Beast. Okay. It's not particularly good here. They're going to attack with a 4/4 champion. I can't imagine they do that. Alright, let's go ahead and take down. Tap this. -2, -4 this. So get rid of the Ladev. I still have a good attack this turn. Yeah. Play Ocarina Assassin. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 0 creatures in my graveyard for this Lurker. But I'll attack with everything here. I don't care if Burglar Rats trades for that Soldier token, since I'll still have my 3 2/2s back on defense. Also, if it dies, that makes Lurker just a little bit better. Don't want to deadly visit that Intrusive Pack Beast when I have a Assassin here, which kind of forces them to attack into it. Or just lose it on the block. Opponent still has 5 cards in hand, none of which seem to be lands, so we are going to have to make what we've got here work. We've used a lot of our removal already. In fact, almost all of our removal. Put a counter on itself, not on the lifelink and soldier. Bizarre. If they attack with Pack Beast, do I go attack with Double Knight? No. I'm just going to trade this for the Knight. Or for the Assassin. Ooh, Notion Rain. That's quite good. I am at going to 6 here. Deadweight on top is amazing. Okay. So now we can go Deadweight plus Lurcher if we need to. Make the same attack as the last turn. The +1 counter on the Beetle seems a little suspect to me. They're going to give their soldier +1/+1 here. They do. Alright. They killed burglar rats. I guess we'll just play a 4/4, right? Yeah, let's play Lurcher. I wonder if my opponent's playing like a 16 land deck or something like that. They are pretty low curve. Oh, they have a land. Could play a Rhino here, or not a Rhino, a Siege Worm. Vigor Spore Worm gives them a pretty good attack with that soldier. For how much? Like 50 billion? Ooh, that's really good. And it's lethal. Alright, you got me on that one. Well, if I go block, kill it, they go to 18, I diddly visit this. Nah, let's just jump a Reno and then diddly visit their Vigor Spore Worm. Oh no, I clicked too fast. That's annoying. I clicked F1. I guess they F6 and I clicked F1. That's annoying. Alright, well, hopefully that doesn't cost us the game here. I'm still going to make this play and then play out the Locket. Gorgon can stay on top. I don't need this island. I'll go and play Locket. I missed out on a whole turn's worth of damage there. That's really bad. I F1'd like a second after they F6 the rest of their turn. Alright, well, drawing the Gorgon here is fine. We're going to go ahead and crack our Locket right away. Alright, so we can go Utopia into Gorgon here. Yeah, just going to play the Gorgon anyway. Come on now. I'll just do it like this. Green, and then we'll go ahead and Urban Utopia the tapped swamp. Play Forest and Gorgon. And yeah, now we can't really attack. I mean, I missed a bunch of damage. I would be in this position right now anyway, but my opponent would be at a much lower life total. Oh god, we need to kill that right away, otherwise it's going to take over the game. And circuitous routes. Ooh, and they're going to be able to double activate champion. Yeah, we need to kill that immediately. Prey upon, please. I think that might be my only removal spell left. Nope, we are going to lose to this Ladev champion, I think. Alright, well. All I can do, I suppose, is wait and see what I draw. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go for the double block here. That way I'm preventing as much damage as possible, and they can kill my 4/4, but throwing the 4/4 in there if they don't have a trick means I'm not taking damage. I'm still trading for the Death Toucher, which is nice. They've got a... no, they've got something here. Ooh, Arboretum Elemental? Oh, March of the Multitudes. Oh no, Giant World Soul Colossus. Crowl Harpooner doesn't really do anything. Go and pass. Yeah, I don't think I would win this game anyway if I'd gotten that damage in, but maybe. I'm on chump duty with this World Soul Colossus, and I'm gonna lose to this champion. Oh, they couldn't double activate before. Now they can. Four. Oh, they didn't attack with World Soul. Sure. Well, Prey Upon doesn't even get me out of this situation now. I think I needed to draw on a flyer, and the flyer's still not gonna get in there. I should probably concede before showing him Disdainful Stroke, because this game I think is over. I don't have any more hard removal for this World Soul Colossus. I have a dead weight for Ladev Champion, and maybe I can multi-block this, but they've already pumped out 3 tokens, possibly 5 now. World Soul can probably attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Block everything on it. Mephitic Vapor still doesn't seem right, given that... Well, they have Sworn Companions, Iron Shell Beetle. Maybe I bring in the Vapors. It'd be an okay draw right now, right? And yeah, alright. That Ladev Champion wins this game. I think they just kill me next turn. No, but I am forced to block. Play a 2-2 or whatever, but... Let's see. Canopy still doesn't seem good. Maybe I want Vapors. Maybe I want Sinister Sabotage. Probably not. Unexplained Disappearance? I probably don't want that. Should maybe take out an X1, but I can't bring out too many more creatures. Oh, I still had an Assassin's Trophy in the deck. That would not have saved me. I think I'm going to keep Vapors out because it's only good against 2 or 3 of their cards. Play a little bit smoother. That wasn't even a play mistake that I made. It was just I clicked F1 to try and get through my opponent's end step, but I guess they F6, so as soon as I clicked F1, it was already my turn, and I skipped through the beginning of my turn. Went straight to combat. Yeah, it probably would have mattered. I did take... Or, missing out on damage is never good when it's essentially free damage. Light on creatures, though. I've got to hope that, like, my Watcher wins the game. My Bartisan Bats and my Watchers are, like, the way I'm going to win the game. We are going to play first. And, yeah, I'm going to keep this. Assassin's Trophy is not something I want to use on an early game creature. But this hand looks fine. Lead off with Glowspore Shaman. Though it does trade for a lot of my opponent's creatures. Worst case scenario, I'll play Glowspore Shaman. They play Sworn Companions, but what can you do? It's been a very slow game, too. I don't know if me and my opponent are having connection issues or what, but it does feel like it's been pretty slow. Okay. Click, click. If I see a Dimir Guildgate, I'd probably put that on top. Depends on what we mill here. Urban Utopia, Golgari Guildgate? I do not want that. Yeah, I've got plenty of lands as it is. Milled Artful Takedown there, but that's fine, I guess. Shieldmate. Yep. Okay. Prey Upon doesn't work particularly well against that. I am going to attack, though. Get them off some of their Convoke potential. Play Burglar Rat. And then I'm kind of out on cards. I still don't want to Assassin's Trophy something because it accelerates them and it also fetches them up their splash, right? So let's just go ahead and rat them and hope we draw well. Although they go like Ladev Champion next turn, I might have to trophy that. Not right away, actually. Not until they can pump out tokens with it. Yep. Alright, well, Dimir Guildgate is the land I would hope to draw if I don't draw anything else. Jeez, attack for 4. Alright, we need to kill this with Dev. Actually, if I kill the champion right now, they get a land, play like a Siege Worm, then I'm in a lot of trouble. I don't really want to ramp my opponent this early in the game. I don't like it. I'm going to do it. Conserve my life total, hope to draw out while my opponent doesn't have too much going on. They are on 3 cards in hand, so... And I've got a lot of removal in my deck, and the mana to cast majority of it. I guess Shieldmate's a fine card here. I am scared of a Siege Worm or a Rosemane Centaur here, because I don't have any way to deal with it. I guess even a Vigor Spore Worm would be kind of gross. Get him in for a big hit and add a 6/4 to the board, gain him a bunch of life. Drawing one of the Death Touchers would be fine, because then it makes my Prey Upon active, but even that's a 2-for-1 on myself. I wonder if my opponent's thinking whether they should Convoke this turn or play something else. Looks like that might be what they're thinking about. Not that I have a lot of basis to actually think that, but... Ooh, Samala Woodshaper. Enchantment or creature? Centaur, which if they have a land in their hand, they can play that Centaur this turn. They have not played a land for the turn. Alright, Gorgon. Well, that was something I said would have been good, right? Attack with the Shieldmate. I'm happy to trade that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack with the Burglar Rats too, I suppose. Small Woodshaper might trade for Shieldmate here. I doubt they... Oh, they trade for Burglar Rat too? It's bizarre. I think they would have wanted to keep more creatures on board so they can go Rosemane Centaur plus maybe another bigger spell. Use more creatures to convoke out the 4/4. If I do Prey upon Pitiless Gorgon on Centaur, though, I'm basically out of cards. Also, they might have something more than just Centaur in their hand, as far as threats go. Jesus. If they have a 2-drop, they can play the Centaur as well. Temple Garden. Nonsense. Alright, 2 cards we have to deal with right away. If I could draw a Deadly Visit, Capture Sphere, Status Statue, anything like that, then this is okay. Deadweight. All of my removal helps here. Disdainful Stroke. At the very least, this holds this back, but then they can start activating their champion. So I'm going to hold up Disdainful Stroke, pass, and still hope to hit removal for this champion, I think. If they attack with Rosemane Centaur, I'm going to block with Pitiless Gorgon. This match is not looking good. Statue that right away. Go in Disdainful Stroke. If they attack with a Dev Champion, do I block it? This makes sense. Alright, so my Prey Upon is now a dead card unless I draw a creature. Ooh, okay, good draw. Let's go ahead and statue this before it gets out of hand, and we're still... No, we do not want to status it, we want to statue it. Alright, so we're top deck into our opponent's 1/1 lifelinker, and they're potentially strong draws. Here comes our Siege Worm. Oh, Vigor Spore Worm? You gotta be kidding me! Stop it, opponent. 7/7. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Capture Sphere. Alright. I need my opponent to break a little bit. They just keep adding more pressure to the board. I need to keep top deck and removal, which I've done so far. But I don't have a lot of creatures in my deck. I just need like a Deceiver here. Like Deceiver of or Dowser of Lights. Another creature as well. Generous Stray. Can I draw? I guess I can't complain that I've drawn removal like 3 turns in a row. But I feel like I'm gonna die. Harpooner. Doesn't actually do anything. Prey Upon. Don't really want to do that. My opponents just have no flyers either. Like Harpooner's so bad. I think my opponent's gonna win this game. Their life total's too high. I don't have any real pressure. Even if I draw like my 3/4 flyer, I can't cast it. And they're just gonna keep adding things to the board here. I've only drawn 6 lands, which means I'm pretty high percent to draw lands too. Yeah, this game is over. World Soul. It's fine. Death Toucher? Huh. Doesn't actually do anything, does it? Seven. I can save my guy for a turn. I don't have the white mana for Assemble, but I can use a Shore. Alright. Just pass here. Gonna have to block World Soul and use a Shore to keep my guy alive. They can attack with everything here. Oh, well, maybe I block this then and take 7. Ugh. Sure. Why not attack with the other creatures, though? Oh, they want to Convoke? That's all I got. That's all I got, opponent. Yeah, despite having a ton of removal in my deck, my opponent was just able to get threats underneath me and play more creatures than I could deal with. What was that? Another status statue? Alright, you got me, opponent. We're going out in game 1 again. God, it sucks. I feel like my deck should be able to take care of that deck, but the Disdainful Stroke was 1 turn too late. Also, my opponent's deck was sick. Double status? Double status. Alright, see you in round 2. Alright, round 2. We went out in round 1, so it's kind of a bummer. This hand's good. 3 colors of mana, not blue. We're on the draw against Morgan Bernhardt. Blue deck. Oh, Harpooner's gotta be good against blue deck, right? My opponent's Harpooners are always insane against me. Like, I play Rock Charger, they're just like, oh, I have a Harpooner. And then I have Harpooner, and my opponents just never play Flyers. Like, Night Veil Sprite. Just do it right now, Night Veil Sprite. No, no, no. Alright, we'll sit here and pass the turn for a little while. A dead weight for some early game creature. Blue-red. Ooh, oh, there we go. There we go. Boom, boom. Get wrecked. There, I can't complain about my Harpooner anymore. Yes, use the ability. Harpooner, best card ever. Strongest reach creature in Magic. I wonder what the strongest reach creature in Magic is. I don't know. Ulvenwald Hydra comes to mind. Alright, let's go ahead and run this Harpooner into some removal spell or something. If not, then Harpooner already did its work. What's my play here? Bardisan Bats? My opponent probably has a counter spell up here. Just pass the turn, 4 mana. I don't particularly care about this Bardisan Bats, though. So we get the countered or removed, then that's fine. No, it resolved. And they passed, so did nothing with 4 mana. Interesting. Interesting, Morgan Bernhardt. Capture Sphere is dead in my hand right now, which kind of sucks. Bargain Sergeant. I'm not going to block if that attacks. I have a dead weight for it. I'll just take the 4. Hit my opponent back for 6. Plus add Pitiless Gorgon to the board. Ooh, hello. Dead weight. I have been very efficiently answering my opponent's creatures this game. Alright, Gorgon, do your stuff. And I have a status for the next creature that comes down. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad for my opponent. City Watch Sphinx or something like that just isn't going to do the trick. Watcher in the Mist. Or nothing. Assassin's Trophy. I'm sitting on a pile of removal and a 4-mana 2/2. Sonic Assault. Okay. I don't mind that. That's not killing my creature. They can Sonic Assault Bardisan Bats here as well. Cost them a card from their hand. Buys them basically a whole nother turn, though. What did they discard? Island. Alright. Still getting in for 2. Opponent did deal 4 damage to us there. It can kind of kill you out of nowhere if you're not careful. And we have 3, 6, 7, 8. We do have lethal next turn with status. So if my opponent just taps out for something big, I might Assassin's Trophy him. Could also just have another Sonic Assault. I'm not going to go for status here, though. I'm not going to leave myself vulnerable to a 2-for-1 when I'm winning by so much. I'll just win next turn if my opponent doesn't have anything. Alright. Well, that wasn't much of a game. Barge and Sergeant, We Dragonauts, and Sonic Assault. That was all we saw. Against them, I don't even know what's good or not. Like, Crushing Canopy is usually good against, is it? But a single We Dragonaut's probably not enough for us to bring that in. Hitchclaw Recluse doesn't even trade for Barge and Sergeant, so I don't love it as much. Could see bringing in, like, Crow Forgers, because they often do deal a lot of damage. If I were to bring that in, what would I bring out here? Ocarina Assassin's probably mediocre against them, since they have ways to tap it down. Yeah, they have, you know, efficient removal spells, usually. Things like that. This hand is kind of weak, but we'll keep it. Discard's pretty good against Izzet in general, just because they do typically have a lot of jumpstart cards, and choking them on resources tends to be pretty good. Although Izzet also has a lot of card draw, so, you know, there's that. They mold to 6 and scry to the bottom. Dimir Guildgate. Deadly Visit. Alright. I don't mind drawing me a Deadly Visit. Play Burglar Rats next turn, I suppose. I don't know why I was asking for a Dimir Guildgate. I have Urban Utopia in my hand. Ornery Goblin matches up well against Burglar Rats. Still gonna play Burglar Rat. And then next turn it looks like I might go Guildgate plus Utopia. Ornery Goblin is very good 2-drop in this format. Trades up for X3s. Can't be blocked by things like this. I think people are just disrespectful. Oh yeah, my opponent is definitely the aggro version. Which I knew when they played Barge and Sergeant, right? But they're down 2 cards already. Leapfrog. Yeah, Mephitic Vapor is definitely coming in against this opponent. We see it. And we're a little bit behind. Ooh, I could play Glowspore Shaman instead of Urban Utopia. I think that might be better. although both of my opponent's creatures kind of get by it. Urban Utopia just draws me deeper, though. Leapfrog's already going to be able to get past this Burglar Rat. I think I'd rather play Utopia this turn, but then I'm playing Bartisan Bats. Let me just get a creature on board here. This does go poorly if I draw blue, or if I draw a blue card, because I'm not going to put Dimir Guildgate. No, I'm not going to put that on top of my deck, because I do have Urban Utopia, and I don't want to draw that next turn, so we'll just go and play this out. I guess I should attack with Burglar Rats here. Since I'm already willing to trade Glowspore Shaman for their Leapfrog, and if they use a removal spell, this will have flying anyway. 2 cards in hand from the opponent. If they want to attack with Leapfrog, they got to cast a spell pre-combat. Next turn, we'll play Bartisan Bats, which I'm happy to trade for Leapfrog. Ooh, Erratic Cyclops. That's a pretty messed up card. Here's a Deadweight. Could go Urban Utopia plus Deadweight. I do want to Deadly Visit this, Deadweight this, or just play Bartisan Bats. I think we're going to go Utopia plus Deadweight Leapfrog, or Deadweight this thing. Nah, let's play Bartisan Bats this turn. What's my plan next turn? To go Deadly Visit on this, so I'm not Deadweight in anything. All of my X1s are pretty bad against this Goblin. Alright, let's go. If they cast a spell, though, this can just attack freely through my creatures. I'm going to play Bat. Bat holds off Leapfrog no matter what. Not going to attack here. I think I just need to stabilize to the point where I'm casting my removal spells, dealing with my opponent's threats, and then they're just low on cards. Ooh, Electrostatic Field also pretty good. See if they have a spell. If not, that Goblin can still attack. Oh, that's quite good. So now I can actually go status a creature plus Deadweight the Goblin. Yeah. I can even hold status up here. Suppose I can attack with Bat. Now leave it back on defense. I don't want to just take 3 in the air if they have something. I'm going to probably status their Cyclops anyway. There we go. Statue. And they have nothing in hand. Do we want to Deadly Visit and start attacking with everything? Yeah. Capture Sphere can stay on top. Since I have the Urban Utopia, we'll keep that on top. And then we get in 4 damage this turn. Not playing around this Bargain Sergeant my opponent could have. They don't have it in hand right now, otherwise why not play it? I'm assuming my opponent just has nothing in hand. I've got to kill them too, right? Bargain Sergeant wouldn't even be the worst. It just shoots us for 4, and then we can keep a creature back on defense for it. But it looks like my opponent doesn't have anything here. So let's go Urban Utopia, draw a card, and hold up Capture Sphere, and just keep jamming. At some point, if my opponent just continues to play lands and not do anything, I might even Capture Sphere this field, put him on a 2-turn clock here, rather than the 3-turn clock I have with them having their field up. Surprised my opponent's even playing lands. They already have 6. They have Jumpstart cards in their in their deck. Good thing they're not doing anything, because I'm just drawing a bunch of lands here. Still nothing. Alright, if they play a land, I'm probably going to capture Sphere their field here, because I do have lethal on board. They did play a land. Alright, we're going to go for it. There's not too much that goes wrong here anyway. Jeez. Alright, so 1-1. We're going to have to redeem ourselves with the 2-1. That's if we win our next game. Let's try it out. See you there. Q. I'm sorry, what? The letter Q. We're playing against a letter. But I like this hand. A little awkward, actually, now that I think about it, that I can't cast the Notion Rain. Unless I draw a swamp, but at least the dead weight helps us a little bit. Just a little bit. Gets another blue deck. Alright, Glowspore Shaman's nice. Help me find that other black source and give me some amount of pressure on board. Oh, I missed on land. Okay. I don't mind most of these cards going away. Save the Deadly Visit. They play a blocker, we deadweight it. Attack for 3. Not deadweight that. Okay, Artful Takedown. Also uncastable right now. Very awkward. Against aggro, is it? Probably trade here. Make my rezone lurcher a little bit better. If I have to play 4-mana 3/3, I've got nothing else going on, I will. Naturally, if I draw a black source, I'll think about one of the other cards here, but... Bad draw. Alright, 4-mana 3/3 it is. Not happy about it. Aggro is a lot of fun to play. Although I still think Fire Urchin's not a good card. Piston Fist Cyclops, however, is a hella good card. Can't be blocked by Goblin Locksmith, though. Alright, opponent's got options there. They're thinking about it. Oh wait, this is a 4/4. I milled a... Oh right, I milled a bat with the Glowspore Shaman. I forgot about that. Not super relevant here. If they play a spell and attack, do I block? Probably not. They might have like a pump spell, like a Sure Strike or something here, and that's what they're thinking about, whether to play it and get in a bunch of damage or not play it. Electromancer. That's dead weightable. They direct currented me. I think I'm supposed to trade now. Rats. Alright, let's just kill their Electromancer and pass the turn. Still need to draw either a blue or a black source. Blue would be great, because the Watcher. Leap. Okay. Play Pitiless Gorgon. See if they want to direct current that and attack me for 3. That wouldn't be that bad. Oh no, they're playing something else here. God, I wish Moto would show me what my opponent's casting before it just automatically goes to the graveyard. So they have Chemister's Insight at the ready. Didn't draw a land though. And we're still kind of bricking on our draws here. Let's go ahead and get one of those cards out of their hand. Hold up a Shore here. They also have Direct Current plus Chemister's Insight, so they've got cards to play around with. Discarding Risk Factor. Wow, opponent's deck is nice. How are you 1/1, sir? Hellkite Whelp. Alright, now would be a good time to draw that black source. Freeze. Thank you. I think we go Artful Takedown this turn. Just stop this Hellkite Whelp from just picking off my Burglar Rats. I don't think I want to wait till their turn. Tap this, -2/-4 this. And I'll keep Burglar Rat on defense. That means my opponent has to cast a spell at least in order to attack with Leapfrog. Not hard for them to do that, but... Geez, Electromancers for days. Direct Current. Is that the one from their graveyard? No. Sure. They have a slew of cards here, geez. Okay, now the play is just Notion Rain. Sure, so graveyard, top, Dowser. Yeah, it's pretty bad. They've just got 4 castable cards in their graveyard here. They're going to direct current my rat. Risk factor. Alright, I will take the 4. Go down to 3 this turn, which is actually pretty bad since they have double direct current, but can't let them draw cards. This game is super over. Actually, I don't want to show them that. I don't want to show them that I have a shore. I'm dead to the double direct current, so this game is over. Crushing Canopy against Leapfrog, that's all we saw. Crow Forger seems good against my opponents. The little 1/1 Death Touch guys, not as much. I think that's about all we can do there. Mephitic Vapors, not great. Rest of my cards, not great. Sure. Okay, they're playing aggro. Like, we can beat them if we get a board presence early enough. We choke them on resources. You know, jump starting cards is not free. It's usually how you have to beat is deal with their threats and not worry so much about what spells they have, since they're going to have them anyway. Selesnya Guildgate into Urban Utopia, and we have an Assassin's Trophy. This hand does not seem good. We are Creature Light, which I mentioned when we put that Prey Upon in our deck. Alright, Deadly Visit's good for later in this game. Let's go ahead and cycle our Urban Utopia. Swamp's good draw. Electromancer Trophy, and that's about the same as just letting them have it, so we'll pass. Look, statue something here. Come on, opponent. Passing. Passing. Kind of odd. If they play like a Cyclops or a Leapfrog here, am I supposed to kill that or kill the Electromancer? I feel like it might be right to kill the Electromancer. Alright, well, never mind. We're going to kill the Electromancer. Play a Hellkite Whelp here. I'm probably going to kill that. They don't have a Hellkite Whelp. I'm going to go for the Deadly Visit. If they have a counterspell, they have it. Long pause, I don't like it. I do not like it. Stop holding back on me. If you got the counterspell, do it. Alright. Ooh, I want both of these. I don't know about this Watcher, though. I have one blue source. Currently no other way to get a blue source. Watcher's one of my better cards, though. Can I afford to draw Watcher? What do I have as far as creatures in my graveyard? Nothing. So I think I'm supposed to bin Watcher. Keep Rhizome Lurcher. That's tough. 1, 2, 3. Play that, play Lurcher. 2/2 Lurcher is just not good enough. But Watcher is one of my better cards. Alright, Watcher is going to go to the graveyard. Could just see bin in this Lurcher too, but need some amount of threats to deal with my opponent's cards. Direct current me. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna go walk it into 3/3 Lurcher. I wonder if they have like a Beacon Bolt or something, or they just want to cast a spell to use their mana. Yeah, I guess playing this as a 2/2 would be just horrendous against an opponent who has double direct current in their deck. Alright, we're gonna crack lock it now. Okay, those are fine draws, even though I can't cast either of them this turn. Bardisan Bat's pretty bad against my opponent's deck. Disappearance, that's fine. What do they do with their Surveil? Oh, they kept it on top, right. We know that because it's not in their graveyard. Now, that would have let us cast the stupid Watcher, but we would be one card behind here. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No land to play. Play Bardisan Bats. Make them recast a direct current and use a card, and then play a 4/4 Lurcher. If that's the case, let's go Urban Utopia first. If we're not playing anything else this turn. Still have Assassin's Trophy at the ready here. Play Bardisan Bats. Hypothesizzle. Yeah, alright. Opponent got pretty insane Izzet deck here. Like, very good. Just all the cards you want for an Izzet deck. Double Electromancer is pretty nice, too. Oy. That means their Lurcher's still... Well, Lurcher's going to go up to a 4/4, discarding Cosmotronic Wave. Not even sure why that's in my opponent's deck. If they have all this removal, you don't really need a card like that. You just clear your opponent's threats. Cyclops is fine. Fire Urchin's fine. We're going to go ahead and play Lurcher. Oh, I guess I played Dowser first. And then I can prey upon Piston Fist Cyclops. This means my opponent's got to get through my 4/5 first, and my Lurcher will come down as a 5/5 instead. The bigger I can get this Lurcher, the better. Okay, Whelp. It's a good target for my Capture Sphere. Not going to Assassin's Trophy. Just do that now. Blue. Nope. Alright, now we start getting in there. Can even play Lurcher as a 4/4 this turn. It's probably right to do. Alright, and I've got to hope these threats can pull the distance here. Command the Storm on the 4/4. That's weird. Ooh, Crowforger's going to give me some life here. Why Command the Storm the smaller creature? Maybe that means they have a bounce spell and they'd rather bounce the creature that's always statically going to be 4 rather than the creature that's sometimes going to be bigger than that. Man, my opponent's deck is so good. I don't know why they have Cosmotronic Wave, though. I mean, I get it. They're aggro, right? Aggro control, I guess. Let's see. Jumpstart cards, they have just direct current in their graveyard. Something like Sonic Assault would put them in a pretty good position to buy a couple turns. But I am beating them down now. And it looks like my opponent actually has a decision to make this turn. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to think about sideboarding here, just because direct current's so strong against a lot of my creatures that I might want to try and change the composition of my creatures. Alright, here comes Direct Current on Forager. Why are they killing my 4/4 and not my... Oh, never mind. Yeah, they can't double Direct Current my Dowser. They're going to discard and recast it on Forager. Discarding Chemister's Insight. Not bad. They might attack for 3 here. Yep. Alright. Thread off the top would be nice. Something like a Shore Assemble would be awesome. Ooh, Artful Takedown's pretty good. I do have them on a 3-turn clock here, so 2 more turns if I get to attack with its Dowser, it's pretty good. If they can answer it, I've got to hit more creatures. And they have Chemister's Insight, and they do have a Direct Current in their graveyard as well. Looks like Insight. Discard an island, so opponent's up to 3 cards here. Playing a land for the turn. I'm not going to block. Unexplained Disappearance. Alright, maybe I block now? Or take 3. I'm going to go and... I think I'm supposed to trophy their thing now. Sure, they get a land, but they already have so much mana. And I don't want to lose to like a flurry of burn spells or something like that. So saving me the 3 damage is nice. I can replay my Dowser and keep up Artful Takedown next turn. Or if I play another creature, I'll just double creature here. They are on just Direct Current and 1 card in their hand, so giving them the extra land doesn't matter as much now as it would later in the game. And they surveil to the top. Okay, Pitiless Gorgon's fine, although the Direct Current makes that a little obnoxious. But if it means that they've got to use a card from their hand to get rid of it, I think that's fine. Just make my opponent discard a card. I assume that's going to happen. Unless they draw like a 3 or 4 damage burn spell, they might double up on this Dowser of Light. Oh, what in the world is this? Explosion. Draw 1,000,000 cards. Wow. That's upsetting. Now I think this game's probably slipped. Well, I mean, my opponent had a rare there. I can't really do much about it. They have 4 cards in hand. They can kill my 2/2 as it stands. Yeah. This card is busted. Here comes an Electromancer. Fire Urchin. Piston Fist Cyclops. Alright, I get it. You got a lot of stuff. Yep. I got it. Let's go attack with this, since it's probably going to die to a Direct Current anyway. If I can get a creature out of the deal, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I need a Shore or Assemble to win this game. Risk factor. Yeah, I'll take the damage. That's my opponent's last card. I think they should have waited to attack with Piston Fist, although they can cast one of those spells anyway. They're gonna trade Fire Urchin for Pitiless Gorgon. They don't really need Electromancer anymore either. Alright, what you got, opponent? Dang, my opponent's deck is so good. I have played a deck with expansion and risk factor in it before. Yeah, they're fine. So their plan is probably to flashback Direct Current on me. Or shoot this. Risk factor, like either one is fine. We're really over Direct Current. Let's see, I take 4, I tap this down. I gotta keep myself not dead to Direct Current though, so if I take 4 and I kill 1 and I block 1, I'm taking 2 down to 2, and that leaves me dead to Direct Current, which is what I said can't happen, so I have to let him draw. This is so bad. Double Hypothesis. Wow. Can I be in your guys' drafts? Comes the removal spell on Burglar Rats or on me. Okay, discard an island. And now we go takedown, tap this. Or tap this, -2, -4 this. Killing the Urchin because there is a chance maybe they don't have spells. That means this can attack, and that might be my way to win. But this is about all I can do anyway. Opponent still has 2 cards in hand. We know they have, I believe, 1 more Direct Current in their deck. No, they've used 2 already. Going down to 6. Come on, deck. No, stop putting more things on the board. They have 4 Electromancers. What in the world? Ugh, Notion Rain feel bad. Notion Rain myself down to 4. I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead on board, but I am now with the Notion Rain if I don't draw anything. Opponent has a response to this Notion Rain. They've used all of their Jumpstart cards. Graveyard, Graveyard. Draw. Ashore Assemble. Crow Harpooner. God. I think Assemble just puts me in a great spot here, but... no, I don't want to fight that. Alright. If the opponent's got a spell here. They need a spell to even attack with Piston Fist, but a burn spell, I think, gives them the game. Another Direct Current. Okay. Okay. Well, we're 1-2 in this draft. I guess our deck was pretty mediocre. Despite having a pile of removal, we just didn't have the stuff to keep up with these much better decks. This deck is insane, though. Quadruple Electromancer and just all these spells is ridiculous. Explosion definitely won them that game, though. Being able to draw them into 5 extra cards there was pretty absurd. So opponent won fair and square. Their deck is definitely better than mine, and I guess my first round opponent's deck was better than mine too. So 1-2 doesn't feel good, but that's where we're at, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to stick with. I've not 1-2'd this format very often, at least 2-1, but our deck was fine, I guess. Just not a lot of no bombs really, just a lot of removal and mediocre creatures. So. Disappointed draft altogether, but we've got an Assassin's Trophy to take away, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the matches at least. There were some decision points that were notable, if not super exciting, and that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to watch more 1-2s with mediocre Golgari decks, and yeah, stay tuned for more Guilds of Ravnica draft coming up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.